Look, here's the thing that people don't realize, and if you haven't realized it yet, the gays are taking over, and we are here to stay.
Oh,
So we will take over every establishment and make it better. You want to know why? Because we put a little va-va-voom into things. Today, I wanted to give you loud, which is why I wore this chain t-shirt. Check off Reese Beach, check off Fire Island, and check off the Hamptons, and go ahead and find you someone that can pay your bills, because this inflation is through the roof and nobody's getting a raise. Let me
oh my goodness. Oh my God.
And as we're cackling right into the cackling hands, how do we feel about Jessel's comment about the group being cackling hens in the Hamptons? She said it was a compliment, by the way, which I didn't really buy, but I want to hear your take on it.
I love everything Jessel's doing. Jessel is a queen of mine already. She is so instrumental in this show because she adds this uniqueness, this awkwardness. Even watching her on Watch What Happens Live, because she was the guest on Watch What Happens Live after this 5th episode, that's really, at least it seems, who she is. She's marching to a beat of her own drum. She's unique. She's different. She doesn't necessarily have that common, like, everyone kind of speaks the same energy. She does not. So there is a space where two things. There's a space where it could be true, because I think Erin says it later in the episode, that you can't say mean things and then be like, oh, I was just kidding. To which Erin turns around and says, well, I can't say, hey, you're a dumb bitch. That's just what we say in New York. So I do believe you can't just say this, and this and not expect a reaction. Yeah. But on the other end, I don't think she's intending to be mean whatsoever. I think she just sees things so differently. She's defensive in the right kind of way. Okay. She may not be somebody you want to hang out with, but she's definitely somebody we want to see on our reality TV screens. I can't get enough of Jessel. Yeah.
That's a good point. But you're not going to like this.
As long as you don't come for Larsa or Melissa Gorga, I think we're good.
I'm going to say that Jessel, it surprises me that you... here's the question. Do you like her, or you like her for the Bravo TV screen?
No, I like her too. I mean, it's mostly... I'm never going to do a comparison because everyone's so different. I'm only going to do a comparison because not everyone seemed to love her like I did. On Real Housewives of Dubai, there's a girl named Sarah. Mm-hmm. Sarah is phenomenal. And to what meets the eye, a lot of people, when they judge housewives or cast members or whatever, they think the cast member needs to be huge and big for them to be good for the show. Mm-hmm. And that is not exactly the case. You need these silent, low energy people who come in and just throw things out and then everyone has to react. And Sarah on Dubai did that. And I think Jessel, again, not a comparison, because Sarah, I love. Jessel, I'm still kind of like, oh, she's a little bit odd. Mm-hmm. But you need these characters. So if you were to ask me, would I go get coffee with Jessel in the upcoming neighborhood that is Tribeca, which was asinine? I mean, could you believe the ludicrousness of it all? I still would go because I want to be entertained, and Jessel entertains me. Yes.
Here's the reason why I said you're not going to like this, because I felt that
cackling
Jessel
hag
is drawing parallels to Jennifer Aydin from The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Oh my God, is the show over? The show has to
here's
be
the thing.
over.
Here's why. Because
what?
Jennifer,
what are you gonna call her? Ramona next too?
What? I would never. Would never call anybody Ramona. But I will say the reason I was drawing parallels was because Jen Aydin is known to say inappropriate things that the cast doesn't agree with, and so I'm thinking now, is it that Jen is misunderstood, that she's not really as bad as she seems? Because if they're both doing the same thing and the cast is reacting the same way, how is it not different? That's probably the better question.
Okay, and then we're going to do a short show, so we're not going to take too much time on this. And I value the fact that you took it there. You are an amazing host. I did not like doing my show last week without you. I'm so glad you're back. But let me tell you something. What you launched into the universe is good, but not correct. Because it's not correct. It's not correct because Jen is over here with a notepad trying to be, oh, this would be unique and this would be different. And I'm just going to say this and they're going to react. What did she say in Ireland? She said, Jen Aydin, one of the worst casted people, very corny. She said, what did she call them? She called Margaret, it was some name in the dictionary where it was like a Vouzeville or something. What, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Vaguely, because
these
episodes just pile on and they just keep coming and they're just like left and right, and then we do our things, and then you and I work, and so it's very vaguely.
Yeah,
I do remember.
Well, she said something, and I think when you look it up in the dictionary, it was like big, ugly creature with like hair everywhere. Or something. It was something that she said she thought would be funny. It was totally pre-scripted. It was no good. Now Jessel, on the other hand, the world that she lives in, just for quality entertainment alone, I would like to go to Jesselville. Last week we talked about Uba, because Uba said, I'm in Ubaville and I want to just, take my career to the next level. She was sad about her mother. I, of course, mentioned that last episode, but it had made me think, okay, I want to be on the first train ride to Ubaville, and I want to be on the last train ride to Jesselville, because she is nuts in the greatest way possible. So that's the only pushback I give to your amazing calculation. Oh my God, I can't believe you said Jen Aydin.
I wonder how a conversation would go with both of them in the same room with their prospective cast, or on an ultimate girls trip.
Don't you try to get Jen Aydin
Here's the
cast.
thing, and I'm not even in a comparison type of way, but I want to see, would they get along on an ultimate girls trip, or would they be like, ew, I don't, we don't like each other. I'm interested in that, because me, my mind is always going into production. I always want more, but in different aspects. And what makes a good talent agent is when we can mix things together and make a good show. So I'm just curious if it would be a good show if Jen was with Jessel side by side. I think Jen would be on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I think Jen would be jealous of Jessel. That's what I think.
Jealousy can be a good show.
Yeah. She'd be very jealous. She'd be like, oh, she stole my look in terms of my personality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jen would be very like, that's what I do, in a much more contrived way. And she'd be like, if people were to laugh at Jessel and like enjoy Jessel, because I do think there is a warm part of her, even though she does step in it a lot. I think Jen would be mad about that. Jen would be the same way how Brynn keeps saying, well, gosh, if it was me, you guys would all get mad, but because it's Jenna Lyons, it's okay. Jen Aydin would probably, I mean, we're just making theories. Jen Aydin would probably do that. Yeah, I think.
Oh, who would be good with Brynn?
You really are into your ultimate casting.
You know who would be good with Brynn? You already know.
Okay, can you give me a hint?